Well, good morning, friend. Monday morning, August the 9th, and I hope that you're doing well this morning. Had a great day here yesterday at church, and I'm excited about what God has been doing here. We've had a great summer. 18 saved yesterday and several baptized, and it was exciting seeing what God can do. And I hope that you're having a good day as well, serving the Lord. And so we start our missions conference this Wednesday, and excited about that. Dr. Don Chitty, good friend of mine's, coming in on Wednesday. Looking forward to seeing what God can do through him to help our church stay focused on missions. I want to read to you this morning from the book of I'm a little lost here a second. Sorry about that. I'm from Acts chapter 4, verse 37. Scripture says, having land, sold it, and brought the money and laid it at the apostles' feet. Now, one of the hotter topics that can be taught or preached about is the topic of giving. I have found that the only ones who don't like preachers preaching about giving are those who don't give. It's an amazing thing. I've discovered that those who who say that the preacher's always talking about giving are those who don't give and get tired of it. But I've discovered that those who don't mind it are those who have a heart for God and a heart for the cause of Christ. Now, the church had such a heart for their cause that they sold their real estate and brought their money to give to the church. Now, the church had grown so quickly that there is no doubt that they needed financial assistance to keep furthering the cause. This early church didn't let anything stop them from furthering the cause of Christ. When they were criticized as ignorant men, they didn't compromise what they believed for the sake of being accepted by the religious crowd. When threats and persecution came, they didn't hide, but they continued to propagate the gospel. Now, when finances were needed, they were willing to give everything that they had for their church. The giving of this early church reveals much about the believer and the willingness to give. First, giving reveals your heart for the church. God says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. You can always tell if someone's heart is in their church by their financial giving. You are investing or spending money somewhere, and wherever you spend or invest, listen to me carefully, is where your heart is. If you're not willing to give or sacrifice for your church, then you're revealing your heart is not with the church. Second, giving reveals your belief of what you're doing. When you give towards your church, you're revealing one thing. They are revealing that they believe in the cause of their church more than anything else. If you believe in what your church is doing, you'll want to invest in it. Third, giving reveals what you value as eternal treasures over worldly treasures. Giving to the church doesn't make you rich on this earth, but it'll make you rich in heaven. You see, you cannot give to God's church without giving more back to you. You find that it won't be hard to give financially to your church when you value eternal treasures more than worldly rewards. Fourth, giving reveals your willingness to sacrifice for the cause of Christ. When you're willing to sacrifice for the cause of Christ by giving towards it, you're showing your true heart's desire. We never impact our world if we're not willing to sacrifice our time and finances for the cause of Christ. Fifth, giving reveals that you believe that God has something greater for your church. These people were willing to give so much to their church because they knew their church was going somewhere, and they didn't want their finances to be the thing to stop it. Your giving reveals your vision that God has greater accomplishments ahead for your church. And let me ask you, do you believe in the cause of your church like these people did? If it will not be difficult to give financially towards the cause of your church, if you believe like this early church does. Now, listen carefully. You cannot outgive God. So the fact that you give, God's going to give it back. I encourage you to consider this thing of giving. How much are you tithing? Are you giving above tithes, offerings? I'm not saying give. I'm not saying that you don't pay your bills. Pay bills. I'm not saying you can't enjoy life. Enjoy some things in life. But you show me what you invest in the most. I'll show you where your heart is. My friend, I hope this is an encouragement to you in this area of giving. Remember today, be good to everybody. Everybody's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.